The Buddha once said, "He who sits alone, lies down alone, walks alone in diligent practice, and alone tames himself should find delight in living in the forest." Living alone or being alone can be scary for many people these days. Often, our society portrays a successful life, a happy life, and a good life as one that is surrounded by people and material possessions. However, there is a reason why almost all spiritual practices and pathways praise and promote solitude as a means of spiritual growth. This is why almost all religious leaders have sought solitude, distancing themselves from the hassles and distractions of society to find liberation and discover what they were searching for. The same was true for the Supreme Buddha. Before he became the Buddha, he was a prince living in a palace, indulging in sensual pleasures. However, he realized that indulging in these pleasures did not help him find what he was looking for. So, he left the palace and traveled from one forest to another, meditating and seeking ultimate peace. Living alone can be a blessing, but only when transformed into one. Otherwise, it can feel like a curse. Many people are afraid of solitude. They often tell me, "I am lonely, I live alone, and negative thoughts flood my mind. What should I do?" This happens when loneliness is seen as a curse. Trust me, it all depends on how you think and how you use this time. Let me tell you a story. When the Buddha left the palace and entered the forest, 5 monks were waiting for him. These monks had been helping Prince Siddhartha, the Buddha before his awakening, with meditation. They believed that the only way to attain liberation was through severe self-discipline and extreme asceticism, what we call Atilitan yoga, which translates into English as self-mortification. Prince Siddhartha had already left one extreme, the indulgence in sensual pleasures, which the Buddha later described as an extreme way of life. But then, he found himself in another extreme, practicing harsh, self-imposed suffering through severe meditations and bodily hardships. The 5 monks believed that this was the only path to liberation. So Prince Siddhartha followed this practice for 6 years. However, in the end, he realized that neither extreme led to enlightenment. Instead, he discovered the middle path, a way of balancing material and spiritual life. This is why, after making that realization, he decided to nourish his body again. After a long time without food, he took his alms bowl and went begging for food. The 5 monks who had been following Prince Siddhartha had high expectations of him. However, when they saw this moment, they were deeply disappointed. They said, "Oh, what a disappointment. We believed in him. We had so many expectations of him. But look at what has happened. He is taking food. Maybe soon, he will return to his palace and live a normal life again. The best decision for us is to leave him." So, all 5 monks left Prince Siddhartha. After completing his alms round, he returned to the forest, only to find that everyone had left. There was no one there. Prince Siddhartha was completely alone. Yet, in this solitude, he discovered the perfect environment, the perfect place, to focus entirely on himself. Since he was alone, he had the opportunity to go deep within, to reflect and meditate without distraction. One day, as he sat under the Bodhi tree, he attained enlightenment. He became awakened. This is why solitude, when used correctly, can be a blessing. However, if misused, the same solitude can feel like a curse. Many people complain to me about loneliness. I always tell them, when you feel lonely, your thought process generates a certain energy within you. That energy can either be positive or negative. Now, let's consider this. If you find yourself surrounded by negative energy and negative thoughts, what should you do? Science teaches us that energy cannot be created or destroyed, it can only be transformed. This means that if you are holding onto negative energy, you cannot simply erase it. Instead, you must convert it into something positive. So, how can we transform loneliness into something positive? One of the biggest reasons why people feel lonely is because they lack an aim, a purpose, or a goal in life. If someone has a goal, whether material or spiritual, they remain engaged and do not feel as lonely. When people have something to work on, something to engage with, loneliness fades away. This goal can be material or spiritual. But everyone must have spiritual goals within themselves, no matter what background they come from. Eventually, in life, there will come a time when we are truly alone. One day, we will all face solitude, with no one else around us. At that time, if we have not cultivated any spiritual depth or inner strength, we will feel lonely again. That loneliness will continue to grow, creating negative energy within us. For some, this realization comes too late. That is why the best approach is to learn how to transform negative energy into something positive right now. To do that, you need a goal, an aim, a purpose in life. Ask yourself, what should I do with my life? Who should I become? What should I build? What qualities should I develop? If you reflect deeply, you will always find areas in yourself that need improvement. You will recognize your weaknesses, mistakes, and habits that need correction. If you actively work on improving these areas, time will help you become more successful, more productive, happier, and more at peace. But in order to do that, what do you need? You need time. You need time to focus on yourself. And what gives you the best opportunity to focus on yourself? Solitude. That is why I always advise people to set aside time during the day just for themselves. People call it me time. This is a wonderful habit. Having me time every day is essential. So, as a practical step, apply this practice to your life. Dedicate at least 15 minutes a day to yourself. It doesn't matter how long it is, as long as it is just for you. It will be beneficial. Spend at least 15 minutes sitting quietly, all alone, not with your phone, not with Netflix, not with movies, or any distractions. Just be with yourself. Learn how to be present with your own thoughts. Only then can you become more focused and connected to yourself. I hope this gave you an idea of how to transform loneliness into solitude. Apply this practice in your life and learn to enjoy solitude. Take care, and see you in the next video.